I love the way when TV shows get revitalized and all that sort of stuff, they come up with all this claptrap, about, well, we've listened to the audience. No, you haven't. No, no, no. What's happened is people are refusing to pay. It's as simple as that. And what's happened literally with one of the most beloved TV shows over here in the United Kingdom, and if you're of my generation and maybe a little older, you will remember being terrified behind your settee or sofa on a Saturday night when that famous word exterminate came forward. Oh yes, we're talking about Doctor Who, the Daleks and Disney. Let me explain. Morning, chums. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Did you hide behind the sofa? Did you? Do you remember the Daleks, the original Daleks? I had a wind-up Dalek. Yeah. Yeah, you don't get those things now, do you? You have to plug them in and have an adapter, and yeah, you just wound them up and it zipped across the floor. Fabulous. Yeah, we should have kept it. It would have been worth a lot of money. But nostalgia is a funny thing. You don't know what it's about until it's gone, do you? Now, what's interesting here, I don't know if you know this, but the BBC have literally been told by the makers, their co-producers, the ones that put in the money, either dump it or we're dumping it, and they needed the money. We're talking about the Disney Paramount input for the long-running sci-fi children's serial Doctor Who. Now, the trouble is with Doctor Who, let's be blunt, you can dress it up any way you want, but it's full of claptrap wokery, and the windbags like David Tennant have done nothing to help its legacy. In my period, I've told you this before, there were the likes of Peter Davidson, Sylvester McCoy, I remember John Pertwee, and Tom Baker, who I loved because he had the long scarf. We all had to have one at school. And I remember being at school and being told, you can't wear them in case you trip up and, it's health and, well, they didn't call it health and safety then, but you know what I mean? Had to be careful. You can imagine now, you just wouldn't be allowed to wear it at all, would you? It's like the Bay City roller scarf. Did you have that? Where you tucked it to the side of your trousers, went all down one side because you were a roller. It's just nuts, isn't it? The thing of fashion. Now, what's gone out of fashion with Doctor Who is the fact that this latest reincarnation has been exterminated. It's an utter disaster. Nobody wants to watch it. Its ratings have just been utter dire. And the reason why they've been dire is really, it's about, the writing, whatever. You can say all sorts of things. The production's excellent, the colorization, the effects, the acting to a point. You can't blame the actors. It's, they're given the scripts. They're given the words, and if those storylines are about pronouns and who cares? They've realised that this is a problem, the BBC, or should I say they've realised that in fact if they don't get rid of this latest Doctor Who was whatever, I'm not quite sure, we'll just leave it at pronouns, enough said, right? Well, now they've re-emerged with this lady. One time the assistant of Doctor Who, Rose, played by Billie Piper. Now, I've known Billie Piper since she was 15 years old. Oh yes, when she was a pop star. In fact, we first met each other on a TV show called Scratchy & Co, where she was just, I don't think she was like one of the presenters or something. She hadn't become a pop star then. Lovely girl, lovely lady, a lot of fun, right? Really a lot of fun. And she bailed out of being a pop star because she said, I don't like it. And she did all of that. I think by the time she was 17, could have been a lot bigger, but she realised she wanted to be an actress. She will now become the second female Doctor Who. And what I like about Billie is she's very good about the acting roles. She does pick the right sort of characters for her to play. And apparently she's going to also have an executive producer's role as well. About time. Maybe somebody could knock these scripts that were once so beloved from, of course, Doctor Who into some kind of shape. But I truly believe that actually having somebody who's already recognised by that industry and a character that truly was well loved as well, I think that's wonderful. I think it might just about survive. Now, I've got to be blunt. I'm no longer a Doctor Who fan. All of that wokery put me off. But I may just be tempted back to have a peek if you get somebody of the calibre of Billie Piper, who can well and truly act, and I think will bring some stability and hopefully a return to good values, a lot of fun, and hopefully still being scared behind the sofa. Anybody else with me? Neil Sean, Kensington, London.